It is our second to last full day here in London. Sad, but today we'll be going to Cambridge, but before that we're gonna have breakfast at a place called Caravan. I asked Doug to find a place that has something a little bit different, and this place seems to have it, so I can't wait to try out their dishes.
Okay, I'm really excited. Their menu was really hard to choose from. It's all very unique. I was torn between the polenta ricotta, kind of like pancakes, and the charred aubergine. So I decided to go with the charred aubergine, and Doug went with the potato mung dal. These are going to be some intense flavors for breakfast, and I can't wait to try them. And I also got a flat white with oat milk, my favorite, and Doug got a shot so that he can clear up that congestion. Okay, so I haven't even tasted it, but it smells really fragrant. There's a lot of spices going on here. So I've got the aubergine, which is eggplant, the lamb meatballs, which is an addition that the waiter highly recommended, and soft-boiled eggs with some, I think, yogurt. The lamb, it's nice and crunchy on the outside, and it's very juicy, and it's well seasoned. The aubergine is a little bit more mild, but there's that charred flavor in there. There's this pepper sauce on top. Oh, it's just so good. I think there's sumac on this toast, and I think some fennel seeds. It's really flavorful, just a toast by itself. This is probably one of the most well-seasoned breakfast dishes I've ever had. Okay, so here's the mung dal. Doug added the haddock onto the dish, and there's some poached eggs and what seems like a dill yogurt kind of sauce on top of sesame seeds. I'm gonna try the mung dal with a haddock first. Oh, there's a little spicy kick that comes in a little bit after. Otherwise, flavors are a little milder compared to the aubergine dish. It's really good. Kind of calms your stomach a little bit. Let's poke into the egg. Ooh. There it is. Wonderful. That yogurt sauce on top adds a little zing and a little bit of spice to the dish. Overall, I love this place. The dishes are really good.
Wow, that was a very satisfying breakfast.
Yum.
But now we are going to take the train over to Cambridge, and we are gonna explore that city. Later we are gonna have some afternoon tea, which is really what I'm looking forward to. And apparently this place, they have really, really good Chelsea buns. So those I'm really looking forward to having. I had been wanting to have afternoon tea ever since we landed in Europe, but we decided to wait and have afternoon tea in Fitzbillies because of its low price of £19 versus the 45 to 65 pound afternoon teas in London.
We got one afternoon tea, which Doug and I are gonna share. It's got scones, it comes with one pot of tea, and it comes with finger sandwiches and a few other little desserts. And then we got a side of a Chelsea bun, which they're really famous for their Chelsea buns, so we're not gonna miss that. And then another pot of tea. I'm so excited. This looks really good. Where should I start? I'm gonna start with a scone first. So etiquette says you break it with your fingers. Oh, it actually breaks a lot easier than I thought. Apparently there's a huge debate. You can either put your cream first and then your jam, or your jam first and your cream. But I'm more of the cream first and then your jam. I don't know, I just have it, I guess. Their jam tastes really good. It's raspberry. But that clotted cream really makes it. Wow, that clotted cream is good. I think I kind of want to try one of these finger sandwiches. This one looks like there's a bunch of cheese in it. Looks like there's some kind of chutney in there. These finger sandwiches look pretty simple, but this first one is really yummy. It's a cheese sandwich.
It's called afternoon tea, but I was really here for the food and I completely forgot about the tea at times.
The next sandwich on the line. It tastes like cucumber between bread with a little bit of cream cheese. There's smoked salmon in this one. Yeah, it's cream cheese and smoked salmon. Very simple. This one has green mustard in it with pulled pork. So this is a little bit more hefty. It's good. It makes up for that cucumber one. Okay, now it's time to move on to the sweet stuff, the top tier. Let's just go for the fruit tart first. That custard is really good. It's not too sweet. Really, the berries are what brings sweetness to this tart. Oh, this is so good. I kind of want a bigger one. That is definitely salted caramel. It's good. I mean, it's sweet. To be honest, I am not a huge fan of macarons. Exactly because they're just super sweet. It's like whipped cream. I don't like whipped cream, and there's a lot of whipped cream in there. The chocolate on top is good, but I just got a mouthful of whipped cream. Okay, so now it's time for the grand finale. Fitzbillies' famous Chelsea bun. It looks like there's currants in there. From the first bite though, I can feel the sugar rush. There's definitely a lot of sugar in there, but I love the texture of the bread. It is a well-made bun. If I had to choose between a Chelsea bun and a cinnamon roll, I think I'd probably opt for cinnamon rolls because I love the heat that cinnamon gives, which kind of masks the sweetness of the glaze. You know, this is just all glaze, so you're just getting hit by the sweetness. That was a really good first afternoon tea experience. Their Chelsea buns are fantastic. Their desserts are good. I think the only thing is the sandwiches, I'm just not that impressed, but otherwise everything was amazing.
We rushed to Buckingham Palace to see the changing of the guard, which I thought they would literally just walk over to switch spots or something, but it turned out to be this whole orchestrated ceremony. Afterwards, we wandered over to 26 Grains for a light and healthy snack. We're gonna take it a little easy. We're gonna have porridge for lunch. This one has like almond crumble, it has some blackberries, fermented apples, raisins. This will be really good for our stomach and help hold us off until dinner. Oh wow, it's so creamy. There's cardamom in there as well. I can taste the cardamom and some cinnamon. And I think I'm getting the sourness from yogurt. They mix some yogurt in there. I definitely gotta try making this at home. This is a good combination. We spent our last few hours in London just walking around to enjoy its monuments and treasures for the last time. Then headed back to the hotel with our takeaway food for dinner. Okay, so Doug and I got some takeaway. We went to Ottolenghi earlier and we just got 3 of their salad selections that were out. Basically gonna be our last dinner here in London, and then tomorrow we're gonna be flying back home. So we decided to go back to Ottolenghi and grabbed a few things so that we wouldn't have to go out again tonight. We're pretty tired. First up was a curried eggplant with yogurt and za'atar. This is my favorite because the spices stood out alongside the roasted eggplant. Next was a Gujarati green beans and chickpeas. Tasted mostly like green beans here, not much else, but it was crunchy and fresh. Finally, we dug into the kale and frika with couscous. This was also light on the spices, but I appreciated the freshness of all the ingredients. Overall, I mean, all 3 of their dishes are really good. Ottolenghi was the way to go for us because they like to think outside the box with their spices. And other salad spots, usually you're just stuck with like balsamic vinegar, olive oil, you know, the usual. But if you're visiting London, I'd say definitely visit Ottolenghi at least once for their salads and their sweets.
It was a really good trip. I'm sad to be leaving. There are some times where like at the end of a trip, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. Like with a few days left, I'm ready to go home. But it's time, actually, like, kind of wish we could stay longer. Went to a few places that I'd been before, but it was great to see them again and to kind of know what to do and what not to do. So that was really good.
So I have a feeling we'll be coming back to London. There's a lot of food that we haven't eaten yet, and I feel like we barely scratched the surface. We didn't even scratch the surface. But I'm definitely going back to Ottolenghi.
And St. John.
And St. John. And that marks the end of our 3-week Europe trip. Thanks for being on this journey with us, but it doesn't end here. Subscribe to stay updated with more food and travel adventures. Thanks for watching!